You know, I'm realizing now.
What?
You guys are far more prepared than I am. I get made fun of for bringing my note card, but you guys got whole notebooks.
I always bring my movie notebook, so I'm ready to go.
Well, I like to just have little things to reference, just to make sure I'm accurate in my love for our person that we're talking about today.
Hello, everyone. We're talking best roles of Angela Bassett. I'm joined by Ebby, who you all know I've seen a couple times.
It's been a few times. Yeah.
And then Cassandra,
Yes,
who's just joined the team. So
yes, round of applause.
we're excited. But we're gonna talk about the '90s queen, Angela Bassett. Nowadays, she's more known as like a character actor. She doesn't have as many lead roles as she did back in the day.
This is true.
That's true.
But like she's been momming and like
Exactly.
raising kids and having a family.
A full life.
Some people will know her from Mission Impossible. She was in a couple of those. She was in the bad Green Lantern movie.
Yes, she was.
Playing Amanda Waller.
Mama had to get checks though. So
You know-
I'm not mad at her about that.
No. We also talked privately about Vampire in Brooklyn,
We did.
Yes.
which not great movie, but
It's a bad movie.
It's a fun movie.
Iconic for
Yeah.
sure.
But a bad movie.
But it was bad.
She was good in it.
Yes.
A bad movie.
Let's start with the Jacksons, the miniseries that came out. I don't remember what station. It was a long
ABC.
time. Okay.
I was a youngster and we watched
Same.
it every single night. And then
Yes.
we recorded it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the VHS was the thing back then. So we recorded it and then we watched it every day for weeks.
Wow.
And it was an educational experience because, we only knew the Jacksons as they were Michael and Janet,
Mhm.
but we never knew about how their origin story, how they came to be, like where did Reba fit in all this, and Joe Jackson,
The real Joe Jackson.
the real, yeah.
Born in Arkansas, which
Period.
I didn't know until that movie, until
Really?
the miniseries.
Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
But she plays Katherine Jackson, the matriarch of the family.
Yes.
And as we all know from the movie and documentaries, not that great of Joe Jackson's not a great man.
I will give him being a visionary.
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes.
However, like his
At what
methods,
cost?
right? However, his methods in raising his kids and taking care of his wife and family were not the best.
The only positive thing I can say he was a factory worker and he wanted to do better for his family.
Mhm.
And when he saw that his kids or Michael or whatever were talented, he just put a single focus on how can I make them stars? What can I do to make them better than what I am and maybe rise economically from where we were?
Yes.
Right.
What Angela does best is she gives that motherly role to the movie
Mhm.
or the show, in that, Joe is obviously Joe,
hmm
but she still has to get everything done. She's got to make
Yes.
sure the kids are ready and all
Right.
that.
Mhm.
And because when you're in an abusive relationship like that,
hmm
you got to focus on the kids
Yeah.
and make sure they make it out into the world as safe as possible.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we know everything that's happened with
Yeah.
the family.
Mhm.
Didn't work out the best, but she tried her hardest. And I think Angela really embraced that role.
She killed that role, and I'm always amazed at like how powerful she can be on
Mhm.
screen with the contrast of how like demure, and she'll
Mhm.
just fade to the back and just be
Mhm.
this support to whoever like
Yeah.
the main characters are in that movie.
As the kids say these days, she ate and
She
left no
did.
crumbs.
That's right. That's right, Mike.
And speaking of great roles, we got to go to Malcolm X, where she plays Betty Shabazz. I mean,
And that goes to your example.
That's what I was going to say. That is another example, like being a co-star for Denzel Washington. So you have an Angela Bassett and a Denzel,
Mhm.
and there's balance.
Absolutely.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She has like such a quiet power, like in the delivery of her lines. Like even before she spoke a lot, we were just seeing her when he met her, like in the mosque.
Mhm.
And then them getting to know each other. And
Yeah.
like, I think about the conversations they had about health and like
Yeah.
their diets.
Mhm.
And you saw like how important she was to the way of life that he was trying to live at that time. I don't know.
She served as a foundation for him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
for sure.
as a home for him and a home for his girls. The character Malcolm X, his home life and family life, and she kept him grounded. I thought in the film, kind of as an actress and as a character. So she was phenomenal on that. But you don't think, when you think of Malcolm X, you think of Denzel, you think of Spike Lee, you think of the music, you think of just the story of Malcolm X being told on the big screen like that as a 3-hour film.
Yeah.
I saw it with my dad, and it was like that was kind of how, when we get there, Black Panther, how that was a moment for the culture. Malcolm X was a moment for the culture.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to another icon. We're going to move on to the Tina Turner movie. What's Love Got to Do with It? As we know, Tina Turner also went through a lot of abuse.
Did.
But
It was based on Tina's book.
Yes, that's right. Angela obviously plays her in this, but then also she talks about her in the documentary later on. So I loved this movie. It's just, as a kid, when you just watch movies and you don't realize, some of these movies that are on the list make me realize, like, oh, I loved movies as a kid.
Yeah.
So
This, to me, this is one of her like top 3 performances, and this is probably the film that makes me the maddest that she did not get an Oscar for, because she worked her behind off. Like, she became Tina Turner.
Yes.
Look at arms.
Or anime, like I'm getting chills. Like,
Anime?
She became Anime Bullock. Do you understand me?
From Nutbush.
From Nutbush, Tennessee. And she legitimately embodied, like, I forgot that I was looking at Angela.
Yes.
I thought that I was seeing Tina. She became Tina.
That movie has a lot of quotable lines, especially because she's with Lawrence Fishburne. He played, what's his name? Ike. Lord Ike
Turner.
Five. But I saw that film. I was probably a teenager, and that film, it was another moment. She has a lot of cultural moments in her filmography. But that film was a hard movie to watch because it definitely unveiled what domestic abuse looks like in a marriage. And Ike Turner, controlled her life in a marriage and professionally. And then you saw abuse on film, which is hard to watch. It was hard to look at Lawrence Fishburne the same.
This is
sorry.
true.
I'm sorry.
He's still Ike Turner.
Yes. And then also another note was the pivotal scene where she's running and she's running across the highway. I'm from Dallas, and that was where that location was in Dallas. So you're just like, oh, this was it. And I was living in Dallas when I saw it. So this was here. She was running. That was the highway she's running on. And then she goes to the other hotel, and she has the white outfit on, and she just like, bloody, and she's like, I don't have any money, but if you can just give me a room, just give me a room. The name goes with me. So it's just there's a lot of moments in that film and it was a breakout role.
This is my pick, just because I wanted to get like a little like cult film in there, just for any film nerds. Strange Days, which is not well known at all. Really? It was a bomb.
Yep, I couldn't tell you what that is.
It was directed by Catherine Bigelow, who did Point Break, the surfing movie.
And The Hurt Locker.
And The Hurt Locker, yeah. Angela Bassett plays the bodyguard to an ex-cop who finds this conspiracy. It's like futuristic cyberpunk style. And it's the end of the millennium, so 99. And you put these like things on your head, and you can basically relive memories through like little DVD player things.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's a very
it sounds interesting.
It's a very out there, but she plays the muscle. She's like the action star of the movie. And she obviously had built up some muscle for Tina Turner. So and then she just kept it the rest of her life.
Totally.
We've all seen her.
Right.
But she's like the love interest / muscle of the movie, and it's just really great to have her as like supporting all these characters, but also being like, this is recently right after the race riots in LA and everything. It takes place in New York, but there's a moment where she's getting beat up by the cops and everything because all the cops are corrupt in this world. But yeah, it failed at the box office, but now it's like a cult classic because of Ralph Fiennes, because of Angela Bassett.
Gonna watch it.
So yeah,
talked about her playing Tina Turner, a real person. We talked about her playing Katherine Jackson and Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X. So now this is a total character.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Speaking of total character, we have Queen Ramonda from Black Panther and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I mean, the second movie obviously is built upon her and Shuri, but even in the first movie and in the event when she shows up in Avengers Endgame for a little bit, she commands the screen.
Yeah, I had
It's just-
chills.
Yeah.
Like
Same.
that courtroom scene, like in the very big. My
What's interesting with what I want to know was for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, was that role already written or did it have to be adjusted because of
I think they were going along that route because, as we know, Black Panther disappears from the snap.
Right.
So I think she was still going to have that courtroom scene and stuff like that.
Right.
They just expanded
They
it through
had
the
to.
whole movie
Yeah.
because his
That was
passing. So.
beautiful.
So my question for you guys, not to take over, do you think they made a mistake with her death in this film?
I think she's such a strong character that it sucks to lose a character that strong.
Right.
But at the same time, it fundamentally changed who Shuri is as a person in the movie.
That's what I was
And
thinking.
she's going to be a pivotal part
Right.
of the next series going on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is like, well, I want Ramonda to be around forever because
Right.
she's great.
Right.
But I also have like with the movie from its origins, like she's an ancestor now.
Mm-hmm.
So we could get glimpses of her.
Exactly,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not like she's gone forever.
Yeah.
She still has like some influence.
And we can do it. She could be on the ancestral plane.
Yes.
Shuri can do that.
Yes.
And plot wise, Shuri, she was very reluctant to be the next Black Panther, and it was only till everybody's gone.
And I have to.
I got to, and I got my brother's son to help raise.
There's many other movies. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys want to just quickly mention any other
I want
ones.
to just talk about movies. Can we
Yeah.
talk about like American Horror Story? Like,
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in that. I've never
Yeah.
actually watched them, so.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch her in American Horror Story. Like, I was not a fan of the franchise. I'm like, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I fell in love with Coven
Mhm.
and her character in
Okay.
particular.
Why?
Power.
Oh.
She was like the queen of the Black Witch Coven. Okay, and then there was a war, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of power plays, a lot of historical references, but like it was classic Angela in a TV series, or if you want to call like AHS a series or TV series.
Yeah.
But it was so dope. And what's the other thing? She's a police officer in
911.
911.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My parents love that show. And
Really?
again, still power.
I don't know. Like I can see the horror thing for AHS, but the 911, I'm like,
You don't like her as a call?
I'm just like she's better than TV
Yes.
for me.
Yeah,
To me.
I mean, I get that, but Mama got to get paid.
She's true.
At the end of the day,
I need Hollywood to recognize her and not this honorary sorry Oscar and
Yeah.
put her in lead roles like they do Meryl Streep,
I'm so glad that you said that.
like they do
because-
Viola Davis. Although with having it, she now becomes Academy Award winning actress Angela Bassett, and that comes with financial gains,
Mhm.
and you put that everywhere once it happens. So to get one is good because not many people do it,
Yeah.
but
Before-
she should have got it for
What's love got to do with it?
Amen. And
then she should have gotten one for Black Panther.
Amen. So shout out to Akila the Bee.
That's right. There we go.
She was great in that role. too.
Yeah.
Is Lawrence
One
Fishburne in
quote.
that too?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I have one quote for you.
What is it?
Hey, auntie.
Hey,